So Football Manager 2020 has finally arrived, and today we're going to take a sneak peek look at Blackburn Rovers within the game. It's been hot off the press, obviously less than 24 hours as of recording since this game's been released. But I thought I'd take a look at my boys, Blackburn Rovers, within the game. So I've added myself as manager. We're not going to do actually any game management here. We're just going to take a look at the team, see what's up for offers, what the transfer funds are, and what the players are valued at, that sort of stuff. To see if you guys want to go for it yourselves. I'll talk about my Football Manager plans a little bit later on, but let's take a look at it. So obviously it's a new game. They've put a few licks of paint on it, as there are some new features which I've not really discovered. I've been playing a little bit, but this is a quick overview of what it looks like when you'll create your first save, maybe with Blackburn Rovers. So you're presented by Steve Wotsa, who is the managing director of Rovers, and he gives you a kind of a lowdown on what we're kind of expecting. So the media are expecting Rovers to finish 13th. We did finish last season in 15th spot. Shows you a bit of an overview of the stadium, Ewood Park, our history of our trophies and whatnot. Director of football, who's Mark Venus, which is a bit weird, is also my assistant manager, so you might want to sort that out staff wise. You can't do both jobs, surely. Quick look at the best 11 according to I don't know, statistics, I guess. So they've opted for Graham, Downing, Dack, Armstrong, Evans, Johnson, Cunningham, Adebayo, Lenihan, Nyambe and Walton. Again, don't forget, as a Rover, we know that there are areas you could improve on dramatically, especially defence. Also shows you the current state of play with players out on loan or in on loan. So we've lost Magalore, Andrew Fisher, Scott Wharton, Matthew Platt, Charlie Mulgrew. We've lost those bad boys out on loan with Christian Walton, Tosin Adebayo and Greg Cunningham coming in. And again, I want to stress that this is their beta. Steve Waggett's trying to outline what they kind of want to do, the future for Rovers within the foreseeable future. He wants you to sign players under the age of 22 and kind of develop a team for the future, and also using the current boys within the youth setup as well. We want to try and reach the playoffs by the end of 2021-2022, so it's giving you at least one season of leeway. So basically this is kind of a free hit for you if you're going to try and get Rovers into those playoff categories. Also talk about some other aspirations, reach the fourth round of the FA Cup and the third round of the Carabao Cup, and finishing in the top half of the championship. And so basically the long-term goal is to win promotion to the Premier League by 2022-2023, so it gives you 2 seasons and actually remain in the Premier League by 2023-2024. Not too bad, not too over ambitious. You know, if you know what, you could probably do that. It asks you here if you want to meet or greet all these kinds of people, the med staff and all this kind of stuff. It's up to you if you want to say that. I'm just going to plow on anyway and just click through it. Finally, let me know anything. Is there anything else you want to schedule a press conference? Inter-squad friendly. These are all things that you can kind of do to kind of get a lowdown of what's going on. I'm just going to say yes for the purpose of this video, but we're going to plow on anyway. Also, I'm just going to put test here because we're not really going to save this. This is just a quick insight into it. So the plans for the channel, obviously right now I've actually got a FIFA 20 beta save, which is with Manchester United. That is a 2-week, maybe 2.5 week small save. It won't really go further than that, I don't think. As for the future, I don't think I'm actually planning on doing any saves on YouTube. I might do some stuff over on Twitch. What the plan is to do more guides, more team guides, overviews, experiments, simulations, that sort of stuff on the channel. Kind of one-off specials sort of thing. So that's something to look forward to. As for any saves, I don't think I'm going to be doing it. I'm just a little bit overwhelmed with everything else at the moment. So a quick look at the transfer funds. You're given 2.5 million to spend to add to the club. And you're working on a wage budget of £286,427. Now that is taking into account the transfers that were made before you arrived. That includes Sam Gallagher, Lewis Holtby's in the gang as well. Who else did we bring in? Obviously Stuart Downing and Bradley Johnson as well. So yeah, those are already included, but you got 2.5 million if you want to spend. When I've joined here, they've got a couple of players that have been wanted. Elliot Bennett is on the is that a loan list? He's transfer listed, even though he's El Capitano, wanted by a few championship clubs and the MLS. Amari Bell's also wanted by a couple of championship clubs as well. So let's take a look at the current shindiggle here of the team. Let's have a look at the most expansive players. Shall we have a look? It's got to be Bradley Dack, surely. There he is, sitting pretty, 13.5 million. Lewis Holtby's up there, though, 8.75 million. Adam Armstrong, not too far behind, 8.25 million. Greg Cunningham is valued at 8 million, but he doesn't belong to us. Darrell Lennon is valued at 8 million as well. He does belong to us. And Tosin Adebayo is also valued around about 5.25 million. Again, does not belong to us. Then we're looking at Travis, Gallagher, Rothwell, and Bennett for value. Towards the bottom there, Ben Gladwin's still on the books. I don't think he is. I think he's been binned off or released. I don't know. Also includes Stuart Downing down there, Loutweiler, Smallwood, and Big DG as well. So that's a quick overview of the first team. How about I'll take a look at the youngsters. Okay, finally, I figured it all out. So, quick look at the current hot prospects at the club. Daniel Butterworth is rated as a 5-star potential, as Joe Rankin Costello as well, 5-star. We've also got Vilius Pilakoutikis, who's a Lithuanian youngster. I do know him. I've kept an eye on him over the past year or so. Could go as high as 4.5 stars. Not there yet. Also, Tyler Magalori, one of the fastest players you'll ever see. Pace-wise, it better be up there. It better be up 20. That's right. He can give Usain Bolt a run for his money. Chappers is in this development squad as well, as is Jack and Davenport, also rated at 4-star. So we have some really good players that could break their way through. Sam Hart's also included in this, as is Brad Lyons as well. So they're all in there. How about value? Can we have a look at some value if I push it on there? There's a quick look at the value of these players as well. As you see, Daniel Butterworth just worth around about $750,000. Chappers as well, ranking us Davenport. The players I already mentioned. How about the under-18s? Quick look at the squad there. Any real hot prospects coming on through? Not really. A couple little 3-star potentials. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves with our youth. Any youth candidates? No. You can also take a look at your staff as well. But we're going to go into the dynamics here of the club and have a little look at what the general vibe is around the ground. Team cohesion's on average. Dressing room atmosphere is good. Managerial support is good. So they're happy with me being in charge. Team's collective mental state is slightly disappointing at the moment, so we need to perk them up a little bit. This will slightly impact player positioning during matches. Players will experience some issues with their vision and reactions to events unfolding while playing. As for the atmosphere, currently no unhappy players. 3 players at the club. All in the first team who are considered to be very, very happy. We have many players who share a same nationality, which is kind of build a British core. As for the managerial support, you've got a strong influence over a number of players. You have a good reputation with the compared, blah, blah, blah. So let's take a look at the hierarchy. Who are the main men here? Is Bennett, Graham, and Corey Evans. They are the 3 team leaders within the gang. Then you've got knocking on the heels, Lennon, Dack, Smallwood, Williams, Armstrong, and Downing. And then you have a core of players who are kind of recently added to the club, and some young, fragile guys like Nyambe, and who else is kind of fragile, I guess. Probably just Nyambe. Rothwell recently added. He's kind of on the fringes as well. Bradley Johnson new to the club. Gallagher kind of new to the club, new to this kind of core. Travis quite young as well. Lewis Holtby pretty new. Down the bottom there, other players who are just yet to kind of blend in with the gang, and that's Loutweiler, Brereton, and a couple of youngsters as well, Buckley and Gladwin, who probably needs to be binned off, if I'm completely honest with you. The social groups, well, there's a whole big massive core of them. These are the boys that probably got themselves promoted together. The only outside candidates are the guys that have been brought in this summer. That's Downing, Cunningham, Johnson, and Walton. All 4 of them were not at Ewood Park last season. And also another secondary group here, Tosin Adebayo, Lewis Holtby, also new to the club. So they are going to find their feet a little bit before they can get into the thick of things. Code of conduct has not been agreed upon yet, which is something I have noticed. It is, kind of you set the ground rules if someone was late, if someone's kind of not turned up fit, or, bad discipline around the club. You set sort of a benchmark for, a sort of, basically a code of conduct, or rules that all players abide by. If they're late, if they're this, you're going to get hit with the same penalty. So deal with it. I'm going to do my quick chat here. Passionate, I want to take the opportunity to introduce myself. Top half this season. A couple of players look pissed off about that one. Just managing expectations. No point telling you they can do something. I believe it. Passionate. Whatever. Okay, we'll plow on through. Let's take a look at the team report here. It's not been run yet. We'll go through a few days. We'll have a look at the squad depth, though. We can do that. So we only have 2 goalkeepers on the books, 2 senior goalkeepers. That is an area of concern. Obviously, if you're a Rovers fan, you do know this. Walton is on loan. Loutweiler is not the best. As for left back, another soft area. Cunningham on loan. Williams is now preferred as a centre back, so it only leaves you Amari Bell. So that's another area you might want to improve on. Mowbray. As for the right-hand side, it looks like a couple of players can play at right back. Nyambe is an out-and-out right back. Then you're looking at players who are dabbling in there. Travis, your Bennett's. Smallwood is an extreme main push, if I'm honest with you. So that's another, it's a false dawn there, saying you've got 5 players that could play at right back, which you can't really. Then you have centre-backs, Lenihan, Williams, and then Nyambe as a centre-back. One more player, which is Cunningham. Again, it's a stretch. So, again, defence needs work. Into midfield, this is where we are blessed with a load of players. Downing can play on the left-hand side. Gladwin, if he's surprisingly, he's still there. Johnson, Rothwell, and Holtby can all adopt down that left-hand side. In fact, there's a lot of interchangeable players here. As I was on the right-hand side, Bennett can play down the right. Downing, Gladwin, Travis, Buckley as well. 3 more players, including Holtby, Smallwood, and Rothwell, can play down there. As for the middle, we have Holtby, Johnson, Travis, Smallwood, Rothwell, Glad. We have a whole host of who's who. That's not even including Dack, who is an out-and-out sort of not a sort of central midfielder, more this slot here. But anyway, we have got 10 midfielders in that. So as for up top, I think we're quite fortunate as well. We've got Danny Graham, Dominic Samuel, out-and-out strikers, then players like Adam Armstrong, Gallagher, Dack, and Brereton, who could play as a supporting striker out wide and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely defence. This whole area you could do with bringing in a left back and a right back and another centre back and a goalkeeper with your 2.5 million. So do it. So just a quick overview again of the vision and thing. I've got to basically accept that to carry on. And there's an option for you to create your own tactic. I'm actually going to do it the old-fashioned way. When I say old-fashioned, the way that we did last season. I'm actually going to play fluid counter-attack. I think we're not going to do it because we're not playing this. We're just having to play around. We'll go with a narrow sort of thing like that, just for the sake. And then we're going to tweak this a little bit. We'll be a bit cautious because we're Rovers. Play through the middle for me. We're going to play shorter, high tempo, sometimes work the ball into the box. As for when we're in transition here, this is where basically between getting the ball and losing the ball sort of thing, we're going to counter press them, get that back selected. We just counter. We're going to be on the front foot because we've got a lot of pace within our team. When the goalkeeper is possession, we're going to take short kicks, and when we're out of possession, we're going to kind of push this defensive line a little bit further forward, push the attackers. In fact, let's pull them back. What have I done here? Prevent their goalkeeper from making shots. So you can kind of like stop that little play from the back, if possible. Anyway, that's just a quick overview. I'm not really going to dig too much into that. So let's just go forward a couple days. Okay, quick look at the team report. This just shows where our strengths and weaknesses are within the club. Now, this is just a quick overview again. Aerial reach is one of our strengths. Transfer budget, we've got a bit of wiggle room with 2.5 million, which, having looked at the transfers situations for all the clubs, it's not bad. It's not brilliant. It's mediocre compared to some of the other teams. The teams like Sheffield Wednesday and Swansea have zero money. We've got about middle of the road, but it's not brilliant. Throwing, the goalkeepers in the team generally are good at throwing. Natural fitness, agility is up there. Aggression as well. Bravery, long throws, which is new to me. Defender depth, that's false. Punching as well, acceleration. Wage budget, again, a little bit of wiggle room there. Leadership, there are leaders in every department, maybe. Teamwork is up there. Kicking and midfielders, yes. And defender depth, which is false. Weaknesses, dribbling, heading, long shots, off the ball, anticipation, decision making, rushing out, strength, goalkeeper depth, yes. Defender depth, attacking, midfield depth. I failed to agree on that one. And overall depth. So, yes, if you are going to pluck it out and be a Blackburn Rovers manager, let's take a look at some of the players that you could bring in. Now, this is straight off the bat, no tweaks, whatever. So, these are the players, valued at around about 4.8 million is the most, and that is Benik Afobe. He's on loan at Bristol City. I think he's injured, out for the season. And then the rest of them, if you unclick this bad boy, you're going to get the Messis of the world, which will not come this way. Even you can't even see Messi because your scouts are limited to domestic and maybe a couple other European bits and pieces. But these are the bad boys. What you should do if you're gonna dabble with this is explore the free transfer market, and the best way to fish out any gems is get the international thing on there and then sort by international caps, and it'll show you the players that have played recently for the country, and we're talking some good names here, and then you can uncheck that and then you can have a little closer look. We're looking at Mal Jedniak. He's interested, obviously Australian guy, add a bit of bounce in midfield. We don't want that. Gareth Barry is also available. Alan Hutton as a right back, 34 years of age, he could come do a job. Ex-Rover Martin Jolson, also you can come in and bring him in. That'll give you options at left hand side. I'd go with that myself if I was in the hot seat. Gregory van der Waal, was he formerly of Swansea? No, but that'd be a good, interesting picker. Ex-PSG and Ajax man. Wants transfer for around about 5 million. Montelivalero is also available. Alan Bogdan, if you want a new keeper, at least to give options. Thomas Cusack, we were actually linked with him, believe it or not. Stephen Ireland's in there. Kabul's in there, centre-back option, 33 years of age. No, that's not Sammy Nasri. I thought, you know what, get in it, get on it. And then there's the other Olsen. You can bring in both Olsen twins and have them back as a Rovers reunion. What else have we got going on? Quick look at the team, the staff. You've got a couple little spots available to add some new crew to your roster. I think it's a bit too soon to show you what the expectations are for you in the league. Season preview, nah. Well, maybe. We are down in 13th spot, 18 to 1 to win the thing. This is the Media Dream 11, which Dack makes it. So that's a surprise. He's in amongst there with Butland, Mitrovic as well. So he's a hot property that you could want to cash in on if you want to increase your transfer funds. But ultimately, that is a quick overview of Blackburn Rovers in Football Manager 2020. I didn't go into too much detail because it could take up so much time. Now, the plan is for me to try and go through each one of the Premier League teams, each one of the Championship teams, and some of the major leagues across Europe, and give you a club-by-club analysis. That is the plan. I don't know when I'm going to do that, but it's on the horizon. And then also further down the road, we're going to take a look at some of the more lesser-known leagues, the Irish League, the Slovenian League, the Russian League, all these kind of leagues, and kind of give you a quick synopsis of each one of those bad boys. So that's the plan for the next few days for Football Manager. So stick around on this one. If you enjoyed this video, please give it some loving and make sure you smash that thumbs up, and also make sure you smash the subscribe. Football Manager 2020 videos pretty much every single day on the channel. We're going to start with the beta again, this is beta with my Manchester United save, and then we're going to kick it on further with the guides over the next few days. Anyway, if you want to see more of me as Blackburn Rovers manager, I'm going to be more than likely doing it on Twitch. So the best way to do that is smash the follow on Twitch. There's a link to that bad boy down below. While you're at it, check out my Patreon channel. See if you want to give me some loving in that way to help boost me and give me the option to maybe spend a bit more time on Football Manager and dedicate more resources to it. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe. I'll see you all very, very soon. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.